So, the Steel Path has arrived, update 28.1. That basically, it literally says visit Teshin to learn more once you are ready. They say once you are ready because you are first going to have to complete the star chart. It literally says it in bold writing right there, before you can even do this. And yes, all enemies are going to be a level 100. Oh, what? Yep. 100 plus. And it's just going to appear to be an icon to the side here behind the never-ending Kuva rant. And this is probably the most popular he has been ever, and there's 4 people here.
The enemy has learned your measure. The lessons you taught have made them wise, their hatred for you making them strong. You are a blade forged and honed, true, but even the sharpest of blades can break, and they must break you, lest you lay them low, now and forever. Show me what you have learned. Survive. To the victor, my esteem and the spoils.
What spoils, you may ask, once you go in and listen to him. I'm just going to click I'm ready, because that's it. That is the entirety of what you have to say to him. There is, of course, the stance former in here, the relic pack that will give you 3 random packs. You can buy 10,000 Kuva from him, his armor for what? Oh, you can make your operator look like him. That's pretty much it. That thing is... I really want to say it's useless, but found it to be... It's useful on weapons you use all the time if they have multiple stances. Otherwise, the stance former for melee weapons is kind of meh. Kuva is probably what this is going to be more commonly used for. But I will admit straight away, I really like the look of this as a currency. It actually looks pretty nice. You can see how they can kind of slot together as well. But obviously, activating this, the enemy level will go up by 100, their health will more than double, as will their shields, their armor. You also get 100% chance of drop chance and mod drop chance, no affinity. But because they are going to start again at level 100, you have to come all the way back to Earth and you have to start all over again and work your way through all of the star chart. Which means, yep, you have to redo every junction on the Steel Path. Meaning that you have to take on warframes that are going to be a lot harder to take out. When it comes to the open world, it literally says there will be a new bounty there that will open up a 6th tier bounty for Steel Path. Meaning things like the Eidolons here, they are going to drop Steel Essence and they're going to be 110, then 120 and 130. Okay. This whole Steel Path, instead of just calling it hard mode. I'm still interested to see if they do stick with the idea of elite mode, because hard mode was going to be level 50 plus, elite is going to be 100 plus, they've gone straight for the 100, so is elite going to be 200 plus, or plus 200? Because that would be next to impossible for most weapons in this game right now, actually. Then there is Korra's new deluxe skin that is very, very flower orientated. That includes what it is saying right here is the Venari skin that you can kind of see here, and the paws look kind of big and again, very flower orientated. I really like the look of this. I really like the look of the Blade and Whip skin though. That thing, that looks... That should have come out, I say this all the time, that probably would have been better as its own weapon than a skin. Because, well, it just would have. It looks really good, and being a melee weapon would use exactly the same stances as the other ones do, so if they've animated it for a skin, they could have made it a weapon and give it some of the better stats ever. But it's just a skin, and sadly the only way to get it is to buy the entire collection, which comes with a bunch of fur patterns, because turns out this is not a... this is actually a Kavat skin. You can wear this on any Kavat, not just Venari. Even though it says includes the Venari skin, the animation sets, all of it. Well, if you have her with her Venari and then you put this on a Kavat, you can run around with two of them that look exactly the same. And since the skin looks nice, I still think that looks nicer. But sorry, just hands down, if I wish I could buy that separately by itself. To get a hold of the steel essence, you have to obviously have it on the steel path, and it's a drop from Xmas enemies. Those are the enemies on the star chart that can drop the new currency. So you could probably get quite a bit of it, considering the rewards when you use that to buy them is an armor set or Kuva. There was one thing I was reading that I'm really interested to try, so I'm going to try it on Saturn. None of these are done, cannot access the relay here. What you can do is put it back to normal mode, and then when Barrow turns up, if you haven't worked your way through to Saturn, you can still get access to Saturn even though you're working on hard mode. Same with Pluto, you can still get here, you can still access the nodes in normal mode. But in Steel Path, it's all locked. You shouldn't be able to do something like deploy an extractor. Wow, I have way too many of you. That one. That shouldn't work. Just going to throw that straight out right now. That should not work, because you cannot deploy extractors unless you have completely unlocked that planet. This planet does not even have a single node unlocked on it. I'm sorry, I've got to push my luck. I want to try again. Yep, that worked too. Also, that should not have worked. So, that works. Should also probably at this point turn around and go, if you go to Glassmaker, you will notice this. This is episode 3. We're not going to play any more of it, however. Oh, look at the... you can clearly see a clue sitting on the table right there. Kind of annoys me that it throws you in there like that, but unlike episode 2 and episode 1, it only takes 5 of the resonance, unlike the 10 that it used to cost. So you can actually afford to get it wrong more than once, or have the timer run out, which has happened. Oh yeah, just on 1. 2 went fine. 3, well, have to see that in a future video, mainly because I'm not making this one stupidly long. But they have also changed some of the Granum Void stuff, mainly the Golden Hand will no longer be accessible when you're doing invasion missions if you don't side with the Corpus. Should be the other way around, because you're supposed to be fighting against the Corpus, so if you side with the Corpus, the hand should be available, but if, well, shouldn't be available. It's kind of a weird one, but it should be available in both instances because, well, that's what you use the Granum coin for. And they actually fixed the being able to use or get too many void traces because it was going over the cap. I'd heard of that one, never actually had it happen though. Then again, never went in there that much. Once you're done with it, it's kind of still fun. I finally got the decoration, but I keep forgetting you can get void traces from there. Actually a pretty easy place to get them as well. And the change that nobody was really kind of looking forward to with the Zorus. Certain Warframes and their exalted weapons will now be reset when they use it, because the melee combo count and not going down was kind of making them stupidly OP. So basically any frame that had a melee based ability or exalted weapon, which would be Ash, Atlas, Baruch, Excalibur, Gora, Korra, Valkyria, and Wukong. You can actually see what their abilities are there, but honestly, it's one of those things that probably should have been picked up on quite a while ago, but it was fun. I did try this with Excalibur just the once, and it was fun because the combo counter doesn't go down. It didn't reset it. Well, now it will. All Warframes, well, certain, it's all of the ones listed, Warframe abilities and exalted weapons will now reset the melee combo counter if that weapon is being used. So the ability to have the infinite melee combo counter is now gone. And honestly, the rest of this is all fixes. A lot of fixes. This whole thing is basically around the fact that, well, now their Steel Path is here. It is now public, and it is going to make things a lot more interesting. More so because now I understand why that worked, but it probably shouldn't. If that was on hard mode, then Extractor probably shouldn't have worked. But I'm really looking forward to see if that will be able to pick up some of that Steel Essence, because it doesn't actually list it as one of the things dropped from the Exilus enemies. Then again, I think of 3 or 4 other resources that drop from those enemies that also doesn't get picked up by these things. But we'll not go into that for now. We'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. And for those who are watching the chat, the only side of the derelict that is going to be any kind of a challenge is that guy.